Ladies and gentlemen, man, we are back around the water cooler. And tonight on the show, man, Auburn is still hot on the recruiting trail. Another commitment came in today, man. Also, we're going to talk Byrum Brown. And is Byrum Brown the next star of Auburn football? Then we're going to talk Greg Sankey. Is his power slipping as the guy in charge of college football? And then we'll talk a little bit about this Brendan Sorsby situation some more. A lot of backlash coming from that, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. Let's go around the cooler. Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Let's go.
Yeah. Water Cooler Talk Sports. Around the cooler. Saturday nights. Yeah, you know the deal. SEC pride. Yeah, we keep it real. From the plains to the grove, everybody knows it's around the cooler. We talk that score. Talk that score. Water Cooler Talk Sports Network. Every headline, every story. Around the cooler where the fans all meet. We talk that score. This is around the cooler. Only on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler. My name is Nick Frazier, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. And joining me, as he is the majority of the time, it is I got from at his SEC season, it is Auburn Tess. Tess, what's going on, man? How you feeling, my guy? Muted. You muted. Still muted. Tez, we still got Tez muted, ladies and gentlemen. We working on it. Also joining us as well around the water cooler with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is the man himself from the legend from Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. It is Bubba from Bubba and the Old Man. What's up, Bubba? How you feeling, my guy?
Feeling good. How y'all feeling?
Man, feeling great. And it's your favorite insider, our favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider. It is Ant, the insider. What's up, Ant? How you feeling?
I just want to say, when you come back from break, I will be known as the Ghost of Tubbs from here on out.
Okay, the Ghost of Tubbs is what it will be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Tez. Tez is here. What's up, Tez? How you feeling, my guy?
Oh, y'all hear me now? Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you guys?
Man, we making it. Can't complain. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. When we get this thing rocking and rolling, do me a favor. Make sure y'all go subscribe to these YouTube channels. Subscribe to our guy Ted's at his SEC season. I got Tight Sports, Alabama Football Megacast, DC Wolf over at Auburn _Addicts TV. Man, I got Dustin over at the Upsimple Podcast. Be Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Man, I got Vandy Chris over at the Go to Broom Podcast and the Anchor Down Live Podcast on Facebook. Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk, Kid Country on YouTube as well. And of course, the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter. Also, man, make sure you go follow us on our social medias. Follow us at CoolersPod23 on Twitter, at the Water Cooler Talk Sports on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook. That is new, at Water Cooler Talk Sports on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And then, of course, visit www.watercoolertalksports.com. And we appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to everybody rocking with us in the chat with us tonight, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Auburn Dad is in the chat with us as well. What's up, Auburn Dad, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, my guy. Hope all is well with you, man. My guy Mike McKinney is in the chat with us. What's up, Mike McKinney? What's up, man? How you feeling?
What's
Hope
happening?
you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, Mike, man. Hope all is good. Bubba is in the chat and on the show. What's up, man? Hope you're feeling great. Hope you're feeling great. Auburn Thaw said, man, y'all changed the intro. Yeah, we shortened it. Shorten the intro, man. We had to shorten it down some, but it's all good, man. Zooted is in the chat. What's up, Zooted? How you feeling, my guy? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling great, man. We thank you so much, man. King Richard is also rocking with us as well, man. What's up, King Richard, man? Hope you feeling great. Hope you feeling good, man. Thank you. Thank y'all so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler as always. Fellas, let's go ahead. Let's get into this conversation, man. We don't want to belabor the point, but y'all know what time it is. We are on a heater, ladies and gentlemen. Auburn football has its 17th commitment in the class of 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ryan Jackson from Annapolis High School in Annapolis, Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, 6'4", 218-pound edge, man, 4-star guy from Maryland. Auburn continues on this trail of recruiting and these guys that are just very, very highly talented, highly rated guys. You got an opportunity to see the commitment today, ladies and gentlemen. He was choosing between Virginia Tech and Auburn. Another fake out, ladies and gentlemen. Had the Virginia Tech get wrong. Said, nah, man, I'm not going there. I'm going to Auburn. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Jason is an Auburn Tiger. Bubba, your thoughts on this commitment and how big it is for Auburn, my guy?
Well, it's a great pickup because he's a great athlete. This is 100% a developmental play. He's not even close to being ready right now, which is fine. Most edge guys aren't coming out of high school. Most guys aren't Keldrick Falk that can play day one. But he's got to fill out his frame. But you talk about athleticism. He is a top-tier athlete at the position. He's got the ideal frame, but he legitimately has no clue what he's doing on a football field right now. So that's going to be the biggest thing, is actually learning how to play football when he gets here. But, I mean, we're probably going to take 2 or 3 edges in this class.
I like it. Developmental guy. But there is a lot of people see him, you know, if a lot of people that believe in the star rating, a lot of people see him as a guy that potentially could be a prospect that could be a big time NFL guy down the road. Tej, your thoughts on this pickup for Auburn, man? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, like Bubba said, man. Kid 6'4", ton of athleticism. Once he learns the nuances and how to actually play the position, he should be a force to be reckoned with. I think that 4-star rating you see is basically based on his athleticism. Like, you're looking at a kid that has something that you can't coach. And shout out to like the archetypes, man. Like 6'4". I know he's 218 now, but he'll fill out that frame. Like, he looks like an edge rusher. You know, following behind Jared, who's 6'6", and you're starting to see like the archetypes, or what the mold of what they want on this team. Them starting to be very specific about that portion of it. So, yeah, man, excited about this kid. Can't wait to see him get on the plains and get developed. And man, he should be a force to be reckoned with if DJ Durkin's track record proves to be true through him as well.
I like it, man. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. The insider himself said he wants to be known as the Ghost of Tubbs. When we come back from break, what's your thoughts on this pickup for Auburn in this class, real quick?
Great pickup, but we're not done yet.
That's all we need to hear. Great pickup, but we not done yet. I like it. Elite. Say it again, Bubba. Say it again.
Elite analysis.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. Let's go ahead. Let's get into. I had to bring that up real quick, man. Auburn, that's it. Off topic. Sorry, but SEC schedule LSU at 11 a.m. for Auburn. I'm on 4 straight 11 a.m. games in a row. It's ridiculous. Yes, they did come out. Auburn will be playing LSU at 11 a.m., which is very, very interesting. You know.
Wow.
You know, so that did come out. I think it's 3 games in a row where Auburn will be playing 11 a.m. games. So
what, it'll be Georgia, LSU, and Ole Miss at 11?
If I remember correctly, what was the press release that came out from the SEC? I believe so. But you know,
my God,
I believe so. If I'm correct, okay. I believe so. I mean, it's either Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, or it's LSU, Ole Miss, Arkansas. It's one of those 3. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It's one of those. So that's what it is, man. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Byrum Brown, man, he is the guy that's going to be kind of, you know, leading us into this next phase of what it is for Auburn football, man. You know, there's been a lot of questions coming out about Byrum Brown. Is he a top 100 guy? Will he be able to, you know, do what he did at USF, you know, at Auburn this upcoming season? What will Byrum Brown bring? What will he be? I did a ranking. I did a ranking on watercoolertalksports.com. I had Byrum Brown ranked in the top 5 of quarterbacks coming back in the SEC this year. Currently, right now is where I had him. You can go take a look at that article on the website. We wrote that about 2 months ago. That was written. But I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Is Byrum Brown not just Auburn's biggest wild card, but is he the SEC's biggest wild card? Bubba, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that. Auburn's a big swing team this year. If he comes out and he balls out, Auburn has an opportunity to compete for 9 or 10 wins. I can't really think of another quarterback in the SEC that'll have that much impact on team success. Like, you could argue like Kamario Taylor. Like, if he has a great year, he could maybe get Mississippi State to a bowl game. But in terms of a guy that could either make a team a 4-8 team based on roster talent, or a bubble playoff team, I think it's fair to say that he is the biggest swing factor in the conference.
Yeah, that's interesting to say, man. When you look at everything else that's going on in the conference, is there another quarterback, like you said, Kamario Taylor, a guy that has been in the system for at least a year, that's coming back with the same offensive coordinator, coming back with the same offensive type, that'll be able to come in and potentially be able to take over the conference. And your thoughts on this, man? Do you think that Byrum Brown is the biggest wild card? Not just for Auburn this year, but within the conference. And with him being that wild card, I'm going to add a little bit to it. How far can he take Auburn? What is the ceiling for Auburn, in your opinion, if he pans out to what we all think he can be?
Good Byrum Brown, playoff team. Decent Byrum Brown gives you 7 wins. I mean, we went to the spring game, so me and Nick convived like, you took away his biggest threat in running. And to have 6'5", 250 coming downhill at you, man, it's going. Some people finna make business decisions this year. So I think between him and Sellers would probably be the two that would have the most impact on any team. Like, they can go 9-3, 10-2, or they can go 5-7. Depends on which one you get. Like, I mean, he's gonna play a big part this year. Big part in every game.
Greg McElroy was quoted. Well, I'm not gonna say quoted. He kind of alluded to the fact of saying that defenses will have to build game plans around Byrum Brown. Brandon Marcello, who used to cover Auburn for a significant period of time during the Gus Malzahn era, has predicted that Auburn will win 8+ games this year. Tess, if that were to happen, how much of that would be attributed to Byrum Brown in that happening for Auburn to get to that level of 8+ wins?
Oh man, this is I think I feel a little bit differently about this.
Okay,
to frame it a little bit differently. I don't think if we win 8 games, he'll be a big part of it. But I think the Byrum Brown factor is what puts us in the college football playoff discussion. Like, I just believe in this system more than I believe in the players. So, like, you could insert Tristan Tia this year, and I think we win 7 games. I think the floor for Auburn this year is 6 to 7 games, regardless of who started. I wouldn't frame it as Byrum Brown is the biggest wild card in the SEC. He may be the most proven commodity in the SEC, right? Like, I think when you brought up Lenore Sellers, I think South Carolina's success hinges more on what Lenore Sellers is than Auburn's success hinges on what Byrum Brown is. Byrum Brown puts us in a different tier. But I just think the structure of the offense and what Alex Golish is bringing, in the talent on the roster on both sides with the defense, it's enough to win us 6-7 games. So I don't think it's that big of a swing. You know, like if I were to give Auburn a floor and ceiling, I would say ceiling college football playoff 9 to 10 games, floor 6 to 7 games, still playoff eligible. Now he's a big part of that. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, I believe in the system a lot more than I believe in the players. And like I said, he's probably the most proven commodity in the conference right now. Like, you can't point to another quarterback that has had his amount of success coupled with his amount of experience. So you disagree with Brandon Marcello when he says that Byrum Brown is severely underrated? No, I think he's underrated for sure. I think he's underrated just simply because he plays for Auburn, right? I've said this before. Okay. He transferred to Georgia. He'd be the number 1 quarterback that everybody be talking about. If he transferred to Bama, he'd be the number 1 quarterback everybody be talking about. I think he's only underrated because he's in Auburn.
Wow. You agree with that, Bubba?
As far as whether he's underrated or not, I think as far as national media attention, he's definitely underrated. But I think most people, like the Andy Staples types and all those people, I think they all have him properly rated. He's like a top 10 to 15 quarterback in the country.
There it is.
Just right.
And
Yes,
what
sir.
you want to add to that before we get up out of this one?
And also say that those 8 to 10 wins are going to depend on the running game. The running game is going to be a big factor.
Okay.
Well, I think that's my point as far as like why he's such a big swing factor is like if you get bad Byrum Brown, like if he just has a bad year, I could see that being a 6-win team. But if I think where I disagree with Tez is I think if it's Tristan Tia, he cannot create the way Byrum Brown does. To where even bad Byrum Brown can get you out of a lot of bad spots in pass pro. I don't think a young Tristan Tia will be able to get you out of that.
Even with Tristan Tia being a more accurate passer and a more willing so even with Tristan Tia being a more accurate passer and the ability to actually get the ball out earlier and anticipate the throw early, you still think this would probably be a 5 or 6 win team with him there?
I think with his inexperience, yeah, because it doesn't matter how accurate he is if he's on his back.
Okay.
I agree with Bubba to a certain extent. I think you will lean more to the run game, though. I think Kyle will have a monster season if Tia was the quarterback.
But you're still going to be in passing situations.
Well, I think
because the box is going to be so stacked.
I just look at the defense, bro, and the defense was good enough last year to win us 5 games. We won 5 games. We got a healthy Alex McPherson come back. That should count for a game. This is not even factoring offensive production at all. So and that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Is like I think that this team defensively and special teams is well enough to get us 6 games. Right.
Okay.
Where are the losses defensively though? Like the major losses.
That may be more of an X factor for me than Byrum Brown.
Yeah, but I think it all adds up to if Byrum Brown's like really good,
maybe
it's not a problem.
Right.
Big Sarge said there's no proof of concept that T is a better passer, passing QB than Byrum Brown. Well, I can. It is. I would say this because we got to get out of this. I would say this. I would disagree with you on that. Because I've seen, I know we look at stats and things and stuff like that. When you look at it mechanically, I'm pretty sure that there would be a lot of scouts that would say that they would take Tristan Tia over Byrum Brown when it comes to just mechanically throwing the football and throwing with anticipation. That's just how I look at it. So that's the reason why I disagree with what you're saying there, Big Sarge. When you look at it statistically, yeah, you're correct. You are correct there statistically. But when you come to actually looking at the actual how the player plays and things stuff of that nature, I think a lot of people would probably take Tia mechanically over him. Shout out to AUTJ in the chat. What's up, my guy?
Happening?
Hope you're feeling good. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we about to get up out of here, man. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about Auburn defense. They brought it up, so guess what? We're going to talk about it when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Auburn front seven and how nasty it could be again this season. We'll be right back. Right after this. Let's go.
Let me ask you something. How much time do you spend online every day? Whether you're streaming a big game, traveling to an away game, or simply browsing online, your privacy matters. Think about it. Every day we're checking scores, watching highlights, buying tickets, managing fantasy teams, shopping online, and connecting with friends and family. That's why I recommend NordVPN. NordVPN protects your connection with advanced encryption, helps block malware and online threats with next-gen antivirus, and keeps your personal information secure across all your devices, whether you're at home, traveling, or using public Wi-Fi. Right now, get 76% off plus 3 extra months with a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Visit our link today and support Water Cooler Talk Sports while protecting what matters most. NordVPN. Security. Privacy. Peace of mind. Do you drink energy drinks and then a few hours later feel sluggish? Don't worry, I got the solution for you. Try DUBBY. DUBBY is a jitterless energy drink mix designed for better focus, clean energy, and no sugar crashes later. Whether you are working, watching Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, or locked in on game day, DUBBY helps keep you going. Visit the link on your screen right now and take advantage of the discount and level up your energy with DUBBY.
Yo, shout out to all the people that rock with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank you so much, man. NordVPN, man. Right now, you get 76% off plus 3 extra months when you hit that link right there. You surf the web every day. You use the internet every day. Get you a VPN that can be trusted, man. Once you hit that link, you're supporting the channel and you're getting a great product, and you're helping Water Cooler Talk Sports out, man. So we appreciate y'all so much for that. Get that peace of mind, get that protection that you so deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us in here have drank energy drinks at one point in time, man. And sometimes after you drink, you always feel like you had a crash later, man. Go get you an energy drink that's no sugar, no crash, clean energy. It helps keep you focused, man. DUBBY. The link is in the bio. The link for both NordVPN and DUBBY are both in the bio. Go hit those links. And guess what? You get 10% off the link when you get it with DUBBY. Go to the cart, get what you want, you get 10% off, man. So yeah, support the channel, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here as always around the water cooler. Fellas, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. Auburn last year, man, we know what Auburn's defense was last year. Gave up less than 100 yards rushing per game last year on the defense side of the ball. It was alluded to earlier when we were talking about Byrum Brown that this defense was good enough to get us 5 wins. Potentially, if we just had some type of offensive production added to it, Auburn could have been an 8-win team last year. Now that you have that offense here, now that you have these guys back on the defense, you have Dallas Walker, the 4th back. You have the emergence of Jordan Crawford. You have the emergence of Malik Archer. You went and got Cody Sigler out the portal. You have Jared Smith on the end. Deshaun Womack will be there. I'm claiming it. Then you look at the linebacker core. You have Elijah Melendez. Of course, Xavier Atkins is back. Bryce Diaz is coming on. Then, of course, everybody knows that DeMarcus Riddick will be healthy. When you look at this front seven, Tez, is this going to be the best front seven that a lot of teams will see again this upcoming season? Will it rival what you saw from Oklahoma last year?
Man, that's a great question. It should be. It should be. I'm gonna speak on the new players that I'm expecting things from. I'm not too worried as many people are on pass rush because Durkin has kind of shown the ability to generate pass rush when he needs to. When he dials it up, it usually gets home, whether he has to bring nickel defenders or corners or just get creative with it. He's usually able to do that. I'm looking at the run game. He's been amazing against the run too. Xavier Atkins returns. I think the question that a lot of people have is the interior. But I think Vontrell King Willis is, I talk about this all the time. It's like when what coaches are repeatedly do, you kind of gotta start. They become known for that. And Vontrell King Willis has been as consistent to be when it comes to interior development. And the names you name, Malik Autry, Sigler, Dallas Walker is a big returning piece in the middle of that defense. Jordan Crawford, I just have full confidence in that. I think that this defense was probably the nastiest defense that a lot of teams played last year. It's just that they had no offensive production on the other end to complement it. Man, you add some offensive production this year with that same defensive tenacity, and you're talking about the DJ Durkin defense with all these pieces that's playing these games up 14 points, up 10, up 14 points, and they can be aggressive. Yeah, this defense can be a nightmare for a lot of teams that we play, for sure, specifically in the front seven.
Bubba, this defense, I think, at the end of the 2025 season, after you averaged everything out with the run defense and the pass defense, definitely the run defense was a top 4 defense in the conference last year. Pass defense was, I believe, number 11 or number 12. So just in the second, third, the bottom, not the bottom third, but like that second third of the conference last year. I think they averaged out as like a 7 or 8. So they was right in the middle. Where they were defensively last year. When you look at this defense and what potentially it will be this year, could this defense push to be a top 3 defense in the SEC this season?
I think we'll be viewed that way. I don't know if the numbers will say that, but where I think we'll land probably around the same level numbers wise, 5 to 8.
Okay.
But where I think you're going to see a rapid increase is turnovers, because I think that's going to be put as a premium with this offensive system, knowing you can take chances. And just hitting on this defense, I think the thing that's really gone under the radar with this group is just how deep you are on the interior. Like, I think you have 7 dudes, if you believe in Tavian Branch's ability to play day one. 7 dudes at nose and 3 tech you can play. And that doesn't even bring up the fact that C.K. Murray can slide inside. Nate Johnson can play inside. Darian Smith can obviously play inside. I do have some concerns in terms of your ability to win with 4 against the pass, in terms of as a pass rush, but as Tez hit on, he'll just ratchet up 5-6 man pressures. So I really think you're going to land the same way numbers-wise, but I think you're going to see an increase in trying to create chaos, generate negative plays, and generate turnovers. I think that'll be a premium for this defense. So regardless of what the numbers say, I think it'll be a great group.
And how big of a year does Jerry Smith have to have? You know, Bubba just asked a question about about getting pressure with 4. How big of a year do you think Jerry Smith has to have in order for Auburn to potentially be one of those top 5, top 3 defenses in the SEC when it's all said and done at the end of the season?
At least 7 sacks, maybe like 10, 15 tackles for loss. Like, he's gonna have to be. He's gonna have to be a disruptor, man, coming off the edge. But the thing about it, Nick, you kind of have players that you can rotate on the edge if it doesn't work out for him, though. Like, that's the crazy thing. So it's like, I look at this defense, I think it might be better than last year, for real. I think you might have a top 5 in the nation defense.
Really? Even with the concerns at cornerback, you still think this defense, because that was the problem. That was the problem with the defense last year. The problem with them last year was the fact of the matter of trying to figure out where this defense landed, like pass wise. And when you looked at the numbers at the end of the season, that's what happened. The numbers, what drove Auburn down average wise, which put them in the middle of the conference, was the fact of the matter that even with how we felt about Jay Crawford and Ken Lee and all those guys on the back end, the pass defense was ranked number 12. I think they ended up being number 12 and number 11 in the SEC. So you think that this year's defense, even with the way that a lot of Auburn fans, a lot of people feel about how good Jay Crawford was, a lot of people felt and how they felt about how good Ken Lee was, you think that this year's defense has the ability to be better overall than what you saw last year?
Yes.
Whoa.
I think with the amount of pressure, with the scheme that Dirk is coming with, the amount of pressure he'll put on the quarterback. And to be honest, I'm really not worried about the secondary. I mean, if you watch film on Jordan played all the top Big Ten receivers last year. He played them like very, very well. And on the other side, I mean, we don't know who's going to start, but I got faith in Pleasant. I got faith in whoever they put over there. Whether it be Pleasant, Woodby, or Jenkins, or whoever. So, yeah, I really feel like we'll have a top 5 defense.
My bad. I don't know what happened. That's wild. But go ahead. Go ahead, Ant. That was weird. That was weird, bro. That was weird.
I was like, what I
missed?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Ain't it? That's crazy. I don't know how that happened. That's weird. That was weird. But go ahead, Ant. Go ahead, Ant. You got about 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, top 5 in the nation. Clip it.
You
they're
agree
going
with
to be on
that,
the field too much. They're going to be on the field way too much.
I was just about to ask that question. I think this dude is going to be on the field a lot. A lot.
So even if we are
we
a
have
top 5
quality,
group,
enough
the
quality
numbers won't
depth
say we're a top 5 group.
Hold up. Say it again, Bubba. Go ahead.
I said even if we're a top 5 group, the numbers ain't going to say we're a top 5 group.
It's going to be interesting to see, man. It's going to be interesting to see, man. I don't know. I want to agree with Ann on this that the defense is going to be better.
I got a question.
I don't know. I don't know if I can go that far. Go ahead.
how much does turnovers take off of like total yardage? Like when you look at a defensive ranking,
if you score in 30 seconds, it doesn't take anything off.
Yeah, so like at the end of the year, if we are ranked outside of the top 5, but we generated the most turnovers in the SEC, where would you rank Auburn's defense then?
Where would you rank the 2013 defense in the SEC that year?
Great point.
We were like a top 3 group in the SEC, but the numbers were trash.
Yeah. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Is like we're gonna at the end of the season, we're gonna have to look at this thing from a totality standpoint instead of just like yardage allowed, yardage per game. You're gonna have to take that turnover column. If they generate turnovers at the clip that I think that they will, you're gonna have to take that turnover column in consideration when you're ranking this defense at the end of the year.
If DJ Durkin nationally fields a top 5 numbers-wise defense overall, give him all of the money. If he can figure a way to do that, give him all the money.
So do y'all remember Durkin at A&M?
Well,
with
they
under
playing at a
Jimbo?
snail's pace offensively.
Yeah, that was not a fast pace.
Yeah, they was playing slow, but I mean, still, the defense was on the field a lot too, though.
Yeah,
Jimbo's offense wasn't that good. Nah,
no, it wasn't good, but it wasn't like it. They were on the field because Jimbo's offense just was antiquated and old.
Right, but they
weren't a top 10 national defense.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
And he had a lot of NFL talent. Mark
play.
Stewart, Edgerrin Cooper, like all those dudes. Torrey and York, all them dudes were on that group.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Fellas, we're gonna have to continue this conversation, man. On into the summertime, man, because a lot of people feel like this defense is gonna be able to carry this team. All you have to do is just have some type of offensive production on that side that will be able to help them out, man. We'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're gonna talk a little SEC. We'll talk a little Greg Sankey and see what is happening with the SEC and this Greg Sankey slipping away. It's his grip on college football slipping away. We'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. That's why Hollywood Media got you covered. From clean portraits, corporate events, and even athletic events, they capture it all. These ain't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are. SEC football fans, this is your channel. Every Tuesday, it's time for SEC Season Live, the most interactive SEC football experience on the planet. Live chat voting, hot takes, weekly rankings, real debate, and you help drive the conversation live on air. Then, every Thursday, hit the reset button with Lunch Breaks, your lunch break destination for real SEC football talk. Reactions, storylines, and unfiltered opinions from across the conference. If it matters in the SEC, it matters here. Subscribe now to @It's SEC Season, and don't just watch the conversation, be a part of the show. Breaking news. Every Sunday night, DC Wolf brings you the biggest stories, hottest takes, and everything you missed across Auburn athletics, from football to basketball and beyond. If it's happening on the plains, you will hear it here first. Live Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, only on Auburn Addicts TV. Shout out to everybody that rock with us, man. Shout out to I got DJ, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. Then, of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Feel like the star that you are. What I got, Hollywood Media DJ, man. That's my quarterback. I'm going to keep saying it because I want people to know that. Man, shout out to I got DJ, man. Hit him up, man. Get you taken care of with everything that you need to get taken care of. Tez, tell them what is happening at SEC season. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Hey, follow us at It's SEC Season on all platforms, man. Trying to get the following up across all these networks. I am eight followers away on Facebook from being able to go live on Facebook. So I need 8 of you guys, if you're listening, to type in SECZN on Facebook and follow there, man, so we can start to branch out to different audiences, man. We got SEC Season Live on Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our interactive show where we, do all these rankings and get real-time results from you guys and the fans having your voice heard. And then we got lunch breaks on Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. Our, daytime lunch break conversations coming up tomorrow is open table per vote from people in the Keyboard Collective. We're doing open table, so that means that conversation will just go where it goes. This should be a fun one. Get ready for a ton of rabbit holes. Give us a follow on all platforms, man.
There it is, man. Shout out to I Got Tez. Make sure y'all go over there and hit the subscribe button. Go follow him on Facebook so he can go live on Facebook. Make sure y'all go over there and take care of that over there for I Got Tez over at SEC Season, man. Also, man, I got DC Wolf over at Auburn_AddictTV. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Auburn News Today every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. It is the final verdict. Man, I wish I had that poster, man, because, man, it's funny. It is DC, Tez, Bubba, myself. We be over there, man, on Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, where we be giving you the stories that's happening in Auburn football, man. And we want y'all to come be a part of it, man. Make sure y'all go over there and hit the subscribe button. Go watch the videos that I got DC be putting up, man. And make sure you over there with us live Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you all know what time it is. The pregame playlist. It is almost here. It is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. June 29th, 2026, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your morning, your sports, your playlist, man. The pregame playlist. Press play on the pregame playlist, man. We want y'all to come be a part of it. Make the pregame playlist a part of your morning routine. Monday through Friday, man, we will be here and we'll be ready to rock and roll and get your morning started and have a great time every morning, Monday through Friday here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Your morning, your sports, your playlist. Can't wait, man. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great time with this, man. I can't wait for y'all to experience it. Can't wait to get y'all feedback on it too to see exactly how y'all feel about it, man. Also, just so you all know, starting June 29th as well, this show Around the Cooler will be starting only every Monday and Wednesday. Starting June 29th, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. This show Around the Cooler will only be Monday and Wednesday starting June 29th as well. So just want to let y'all know about that programming note too. And also programming note, Friday is the last show for Water Cooler Talk Sports Around the Cooler for a solid 2 weeks. We'll be off the grid for 14 days, and we'll be back. And when we come back, it's gonna be time to get into that mode of ramping it up for college football season. So y'all get ready, man. But we're gonna take a break before then, and then when we come back, it's gonna be ready to rock and roll. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, fellas, man. Greg Sankey, once considered the most powerful man in college football, man, was viewed as such by a lot of people. A lot of people say that that if there was one man in college football that held the power of what the direction of college football would be, it was the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, Greg Sankey. But in the past couple of seasons, the SEC has not played for a college football national championship. It has not happened. For decades plus, the SEC ran, college football, national champions every season or every other season. And the SEC's dominance was kind of the way that they were able to kind of throw their weight around as to what would happen and what would go along. But because of the Big Ten and the rise of what they've been doing and the way that they've had national champions these past three national champions have been Big Ten teams. I don't know what it is to you all, but it feels as if Tony Petitti has a little bit more of a say-so into what is going on in college football. And it kind of feels like that grip, that stranglehold at the SEC and Greg Sankey had in college football, been a little bit loose. That's what it feels. Greg Sankey had spring meetings about 2 weeks ago invested. He said that by far the SEC is the strongest league and the most competitive league, is what he said. But the thing that is judged on is, especially with the playoff era, is national championship. National championship is what college football is judged on. Who has that national presence every single time? The SEC has not been in that game 3 years, and they have not won that game in the past 3 years. So I ask y'all this question when we get this thing rocking and rolling. Is Greg Sankey Does he hold that absolute power as the most powerful figure still in college football? Or has that slipped a little bit in your opinion to where now there's a more even playing field? Or has Tony Petitti succeeded him? In your opinion, Tez, what's your thoughts?
Man, it's definitely closer. I still think it's Greg Sankey at the most powerful seat in college football right now, just because of conference leverage. Viewership is one that is a big thing. The SEC still leads the country in viewership. I remember like 39% of all college football that was watched was attributed to SEC football. So, and that was like the largest in 2026 by far. So that is a big chunk of market share when it comes to the college football space. So I still think that he holds a grip on college football, but I think he's realizing that that whole succession plan, the threat of that cannot happen without the Big Ten. The Big Ten has now become a major player when it comes to sports and crowning the national champion. It's easier to succeed from the rest of college football when the last 3 or 4 national champions have been in your conference. When you have not won this big game in 3 years, if you were to succeed, people are going to question the validity of your championship because you haven't won in 3 years. So I think the Big Ten has put a wrench in it from that standpoint. But as far as overall decision making, I still think that Greg Sankey is the one who, if he makes a decision and he makes a change within the college football space in the SEC, it will send more ripples throughout the college football space than any other conference and any other conference commissioner can. So, and that's, like I said, that's just based purely on just viewership, like market share when it comes to what fans are tuning in to watch.
Okay, so Tez is taking his from the perspective of what are fans watching, which is the viewership part. Bubba, do you agree with that? Do you agree that just are you looking at it from the perspective of viewership? Are you looking at it from the perspective of what is happening on the field and what is happening nationally, especially in this world of the expanded college football playoff conversation? Or are you just looking at it from a different perspective? How do you see it?
Well, I think the SEC is still where the money's at, the majority of it at least. I think when you look at it from a brand perspective, like Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma are all still in the SEC. So I think from a money piece, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all know more about this than I do. I think the gap has shrunk between the SEC and the Big Ten and the rest of college football, but
yes,
they both hold pretty much equal power at this point. And I don't know if national championships, like if the Big Ten wins it again this year and then the year after that, I don't know if that would drastically shift that money piece of it. But he definitely holds less power than he did 10 years ago, for sure. And it's steadily going down. And maybe eventually Petitti gets the upper hand. But I think as of right now, it's a business. It's about the money, as much as that sucks. So I still think Sankey probably has the strongest grip on it right now.
So, and I ask you this, based off of what Bubba just said, if the Big Ten, now let's be real about this, the way the SEC got into power in the way that it did, it started winning national championships. A lot of people started watching Florida. A lot of people started watching, when Florida went on their run. LSU had that little run there, but in that 2000 to 2006 period time frame, I think there was only one SEC team that had a share of a national championship, and I think in 2007 LSU had it. No, 2006 Florida had it. 2007 LSU had it, and then Florida had it. And from that point on, that's when you started to see this dominance of just SEC, dominance on the national scale when it came to football. And I think that's when you kind of started seeing a lot of people, especially in the new age and the modern age of college football, get there. Bubba just said he did not know that if the Big Ten were to win another national championship this year, would that change? Yeah, there is proof, and there are some statistics that say that did happen for the SEC then. Do you think that if the Big Ten were to win another national championship this upcoming season, would that be the straw that breaks the camel's back to where you potentially see that shift of viewership between SEC, Big Ten, where the shift, I'm not saying that the Big Ten will overtake them, but when you start looking at those numbers from the end of the year perspective, they start to look very, very similar.
I don't think it'll be the straw to break it, but it'll so put them in a good dip. Like, I think the SEC, I'm gonna take it from this point. I think the SEC has more teams. Either fans you gonna love this team or you gonna hate this team, and you're gonna tune in to see if they're gonna win or lose. You get what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand.
So you don't think so you don't think the Big Ten has a team or teams like that?
They do, but they don't have as many as the SEC. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, if you think about it, a lot of people tune in to watch Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma. Either they're gonna tune in to see them win, or they're gonna tune in to see them lose. In the Big Ten, you got Ohio State, you got Michigan, Oregon, USC. But it's really not too many teams that's going to compete against them. Whereas you can have every other week, you're going to have an SEC team that's going to compete with one of those that you love to hate or whatever, however you want to put it. But if they do win another title, it'll put a dip. And I think if they do win another title, that's when everybody's going to lean towards their playoff model instead of whatever Sankey wants to do.
That'll be a big PR hit if they win another one and they get their way. But Nick, do you agree with me that I think the switch would have already happened if the SEC wasn't able to recruit Texas and Oklahoma on board?
Yeah,
I think strategically that was a smart play for the SEC. I agree. No, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Strategically, getting Texas and getting Oklahoma into your conference was a smart play because honestly, Oklahoma's on that line to where the Big Ten could have been like, yo, you can come be part of our conference. And that would have been, and if you look at both of those programs, if Texas would have went to the SEC and Oklahoma would have went to the Big Ten, you would have been looking at this and saying Oklahoma's the better program in recent history because they're the ones that was winning all of the Big 12 titles.
Yeah,
like that. You would have been saying that. So to your point, smart play by Sankey for getting them into the conference and then speeding up it because they weren't supposed to be in the conference until this upcoming season.
True.
Yeah.
They sped it up 2 years. So to the point of Sankey actually having the forethought of seeing exactly what's happening with NIL and how that changes things, getting those two brands into the conference was a smart play by him. So applaud him for that, man. Applaud him.
So
for that.
can I add to that? Because like you're saying, if they win another title, do you think it'll break the camel's back? If I'll put it like this, if Sankey has that thought that the power would shift that magnanimous and that strongly, it's two ACC teams out there that's looking to leave, and I think Sankey's kind of been in talks with them a little bit.
Clemson and Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are a lot of teams that the SEC is interested in. They're interested in North Carolina. They're interested
West
in
Virginia.
West Virginia. As well.
Yeah.
They interested in getting into those conferences. I believe at one point in time they were particularly interested in actually potentially Virginia Tech. I heard rumblings about that. I don't know how much how much traction there was behind that, but definitely North Carolina was a team that they were interested in. For one, if I'm not mistaken, SEC Network is in North Carolina, in Charlotte.
It's in Charlotte.
So they don't put. I mean, of course, the SEC offices are in Birmingham, but you don't go into ACC country and put an office there and put your network in ACC country without having an interest in one of those teams. So, it was. Tez had something to say real quick before we get up out of here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't even think the Big Ten needs to win another national championship for the dynamic to shift.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because just winning another national championship, depending on what team wins it, is not going to help their viewership week to week and game to game, right? Ohio State wins another national championship. Yeah, that'll help Ohio State. But nobody's going to tune in to watch Rutgers play Northwestern.
Minnesota.
Right? Yeah, like that's just not going to happen. What's good for the Big Ten is Indiana becoming the team that's a perennial playoff team, right? All the Big Ten needs, honestly, is for their big names to play well. They can get USC to play well.
UCLA.
They can get UCLA to compete. They've gotten Oregon. They've gotten Oregon, Penn State.
Michigan.
If you can look up next year and you see 4
Iowa.
Big Ten teams with a French Big Ten team on the outside because those big brands have played well, then all of a sudden now that'll affect the bottom line in viewership because you have more teams that are playing these teams on a week-to-week basis, which will raise, the viewership. So, I think that's what they need. They need to strengthen the conference when it comes to that upper to mid tier of that conference where they had those big names, but they haven't been playing particularly well. And then that would speak volumes. If you can flush the SEC out of the playoffs to where it's no longer 5 SEC teams in the playoff and it's 5 Big Ten teams in the playoffs, now the conversation has changed.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So even if the SEC, we gotta get out of here. And even if the SEC and the Big Ten were to equal each other with the same teams, I understand exactly what you're saying. There are 5 SEC teams and 5 Big Ten teams. That still doesn't kind of say that's a power shift. So I get what you're saying. We'll come right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna talk about this Sorsby situation before we get up out of here, man. And we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Let's go.
Hey, you listening? If you're trying to eat like a champ today, you already know where you gotta go. Adelines by Chef Country. Smoked ribs, real flavor, no shortcuts. Yeah, they do it right. Tap in right now. Call them at 334-349-0226 or slide through at 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama. Adelines, your official pregame meal. You want a solution to protect your family in a moment of crisis. Freddie Metro provides those solutions to protect your family and build real wealth. Serving Alabama and Georgia with trusted advice you can count on. Call him today at 678-870-4001. Freddie Metro, protecting families, building legacies.
Yo, man, shout out to our guy Edward, man. Adelines by Chef Country, man. Make sure y'all go check him out, man. 2371 Highway 14, Otagoville, Alabama, man. We will be there October 17th, 2026 for the Auburn versus Georgia game. We will be live from there. More details about that will be coming soon as we get closer to that, man. So go check out our guy Chef Country at Adelines, man. We appreciate y'all so much for that, man. Take a trip up there and go get some of the good food that he has, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed, man. Also, man, before the inevitable happens, man, you want to get your affairs in order. You want to make sure that everything is intact so that when that time comes, or when a time comes where you're not able to do it, your family is taken care of. Serving Alabama and Georgia, man. Check out our guy Freddie Metro, man. Call him at 678-870-4001, or you can email him at freddiemetro@gmail.com, man. Freddie Metro, he's protecting families and helping them build wealth as well. Fellas, man, let's get into this last thing. Our last topic of the night before we get up out of here, man. Brendan Sorsby. We talked about this on the Monday show, on the Monday Around the Cooler show. But I want to ask y'all a question. Do y'all think he's actually going to play, this year? You look at what was stated. It was reported today that Joey McGuire, Texas Tech head coach, was asked the question of, the ruling that came in for him was that he's eligible to play, but he's suspended for the first 2 weeks of the season. But he was also Joey McGuire was asked after those first 2 weeks, would he be ready for week 3? And he said, quote, it would be a stretch if he played. That's the words that came out. It would be a stretch. He said he's recovering from an addiction. I've sat down with this young man multiple times, and what he's going through and what he's been through is serious. And then also today, the AD for Texas Tech comes out with a statement right here on the screen. I'm not going to read all of it, but you have the you can look on the line and take a look at it as well. But I'll pull out some of the quotes that came out. He said, "We're looking closely. We are deeply committed to his progress and well-being. We are not operating in blind faith. We are operating on a comprehensive clinical and compliance structure." End quote. The next quote out of this that was interesting. He said, "Texas Tech is not a party to Brendan's lawsuit. We did not file it. We did not fund it. Our role has been to support his recovery, not to engineer his eligibility." End quote. And then they come back and basically say that they're glad that Brendan is still a part of their community, and they want to continue to help him move forward in this situation with what's going on. That came from the desk of the director of athletics for Texas Tech, Kirby Holcutt. Fellas, I just want to ask y'all a simple question, man. Do you think Brendan Sorsby will play at all this season for Texas Tech? We know about the boycott that has been coming out from a lot of Big Ten teams. We had a small conversation about this after the show last Monday and I think last night about will we even see him play, this year, because other athletic directors have been saying they do not want anything to do with Texas Tech athletics, man. Tej, your thoughts? Does he play?
No, I don't think he does, man. I think that the other teams end up holding Texas Tech accountable in some type of way, putting pressure on them in some sort of way, and they just don't play. And just reading that statement from what he put out today, I know you read in between the lines. It sounds like they don't want nothing to do with this kid playing football. It just sounds like they are trying to, and I don't want to minimize it, but like it does sound like they're just trying to put, like somebody said, damage control. Yeah, sort of damage control where we don't want to come off as if we just kick this kid to the curb, because gambling is a reality, and a lot of these kids that we're gonna be recruiting and getting in here probably have some sort of past. Like I'm saying, probably, but there are more Brendan Sorsbys out there that just haven't come out and outright said it. And if you just dismiss him, you set a precedent, but then like you run those kids away. If you can position yourself as a program that can get kids help, then maybe that actually gives you a lane in some sort of recruiting somehow. I still don't think it works out, man. I'm just really trying to make up stuff of why they just hadn't kicked him off the team yet.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But he clearly said, like, hey, basically, no matter what happens in the court, Texas Tech don't have nothing to do with that. That also, we have absolutely nothing to do with it. Whether they say he can play or not, we are going to make our own decision on this kid. And I think, the integrity of the game should always win. Sometimes it doesn't. But, man, with Texas Tech, with what they believe they are and the money that they've invested in their roster, him being a part of it, I doubt that a team would risk this season being just blown away in jeopardy and the money that they've invested just for playing this kid, because, man, we don't know how this is going to turn out. If the college football play, we talked about it off the pod. The playoff committee may say, hey, nah, Texas Tech, y'all, you can't be a part of this.
Very true. Very true.
So we have no idea, man. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to play, man. I just don't.
And your thoughts on this? Does Brendan Sorsby suit up for the Red Raiders at any time and point this season during the season for them this season?
Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I mean, if they want to start a ride, then they can suit them up. But I don't. If they do, I don't think it'll work out good in their favor, and I don't think they want that type of publicity over there.
Dang, bro. So you saying they're gonna get? So you saying the pressure that they have gotten from teams not wanting to do business with them has basically made them come out, in the words of Big Sarge, issue some type of statement to say that, hey, man, we're just trying to do what's best for the kid. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. They losing money. I mean, if they don't, everybody forfeit or don't want to play them, they're not gonna get paid for that.
Man, that's crazy. Bubba, your thoughts on this, man? How you feel about it?
I don't think he plays, and I honestly I don't think Texas Tech cares at all about this kid at all. I think that it's all PR. They don't. Them paying for his therapy or whatever is cool, but I don't think they're willing to take the PR hit. I don't think they want this to become a bigger story than it already is. I think that they have talented quarterbacks behind them. I know they got a young 4-star kid that looked pretty good. So I think they're just gonna do this thing, smile at the camera, and as soon as they can get this kid off campus, they're going to.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. I feel the same way. I don't think he's gonna play at all this season. I think there's gonna be some type of decision in the back end to where he'll get part of his NIL. He'll just suit up, be on the sideline in the jersey, just to show support. And when the season is over with, he's gone. That's how I see it happening. This is a money play from now on. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen if he does not get whatever was owed to him in that NIL contract agreement between him and Texas Tech is what it is. All right, man. I got the I got my my football schedule release from Chuck Dunlap. Shout out to Chuck Dunlap and the guys over at the SEC. I got the press release out for the remaining schedule of I found the email. And so just for informational purposes, Auburn and Florida will be a 7 p.m. game, but we already knew that. Auburn and Vanderbilt will be an afternoon time slot. Auburn and Tennessee will be a flex. So basically that means it could be that 2:30 time slot or that evening time slot, depending on what happens.
I don't like that.
Auburn is off October 10th. October 17th, Auburn will be an afternoon time slot for Georgia. So you're looking somewhere probably around that 2:30 window is what they're basically saying. 2:30, 3 o'clock window, depending on what network picks it up. The 24th, you're looking at LSU being a noon kickoff, which will be on ABC or ESPN. October 31st, Auburn and Ole Miss will be an early game. So you're looking at an 11 o'clock game there. November 7th, Auburn and Arkansas will be an early game. So that will be an 11 o'clock game as well. November 14th, Auburn and Mississippi State will be an early game, which will be an 11 o'clock game as well too. November 21st is Samford, and Auburn and Samford will be a 3:30 kickoff on SEC Network.
Hey, prime time.
and then November 28th is a flex game for Auburn and Alabama. So that could be a 2:30 or a 7 o'clock game, depending on how those teams fare.
It's at night.
So
hopefully,
we'll see what happens with that. But that is what came out from the SEC office. If you want to see, this is the email from Chuck Dunlap, and I got in my email from them there. So just so people know, and it has every single team on there.
The two Jefferson Pilot game.
Has every single team on there and what time they will. So I just gave you what it looks like it'll potentially be for Auburn then and there. So hey, it is what it is, man. Fellas, man, this has been a great show, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for continuing to rock with us. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, the pregame playlist will be premiering June 29, 2026 at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your morning, your sports, your playlist. Make us a part of your morning routine with the pregame playlist here on Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, man. Just so you know, Friday will be our last show. We will do a show Friday, and then that will be our last show for a solid 2 weeks, and then we'll be back to kick off the pregame playlist and keep this thing ramped up to get into the season, man. So we appreciate y'all for that. Ladies and gentlemen, for Tess at SEC season, for Bubba and the old man of Auburn Sports Talk, and of course I got an insider, aka the Ghost of Tubbs and the Insider. I am Nick Frazier. This is Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. You have been around the cooler with us, man. We appreciate y'all so much. As always, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all of the glory that he does. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you have not already, man. We would greatly appreciate that if you do that. It helps us get out to more of the masses, man. All right, man, we're going to get out of here, man. As Martin wrote on the wall, when he went out of the apartment for the last time on the Martin Show. He wrote those 2 words. Those 2 words were one love. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you when we see you. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Y'all keep pushing Pete. I don't even know what that means, but y'all just keep doing it, bro. All right, man. We out this thing. Y'all have
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.